college pledges have to spend one night in Garth Manor to fulfill their Hell Night challenge. As the group settles in, all manner of strange things begin to happen. Yes, that was a horrible pun, and I'm proud of it. Tom DeSimone was a director who also went by the name Lancer Brooks, and I found two very good reasons why he did this. For one, he did a lot of porn films early on in his career, and the second reason is this guy. This is Tommy Two Gun DeSimone, who was a mob hitman around the same time, and he was about the same age. Though I doubt anyone would mix up the two, I would be very interested to see a movie where a mob hitman moonlights as a porn director. That would make a great comedy. Randy Feldman wrote the story. Sorry, I couldn't find an actual picture of the guy. And Irwin Yablans was one of Hell Night's 5 producers. I mention this because a lot of people believe that the production team from Halloween were also involved in Hell Night. That's not very accurate, because Irwin is the only connection I've seen between the two movies, and Irwin was a part of a 5-man team in Halloween, and again a 5-man team on Hell Night, which means only 4% of Halloween's production talent went into Hell Night. The reason I bring this up is because a lot of people believe that Hell Night is essentially another Halloween. Sure, it's a different story, but they promote it like it's got the same quality. But when you actually look at who wrote the film, Randy Feldman, he did Metro and Tango and Cash. That gives you a better hint of what this movie's really like. Moving on to the actors. Linda Blair stars alongside Vincent Van Patten, Kevin Brophy, Jenny Newman, Suki Goodwin, Jimmy STURTEVANT, and... Give me a moment.
2 hours later. Eventually.
Okay. This is Peter Barton. Still dressed in his attire from the short-lived series Johnny Starr, and I shouldn't have to explain to you how this man got noticed by a former porn director. But all joking aside, let's move on to the actual nitty-gritty of the film, which there's a few things to talk about. There's a backstory given about Garth Manor early on in the film, and it hints at there might be some people still living there, but when you actually look at the details of the story and the number of people in the house, including dead bodies, I really don't know who those people are, if they're members of the Garth family, or if they're completely different people, but the numbers don't add up, and I don't have enough information to come up with anything conclusive. So, the best explanations I can come up with for this movie's killers is... On top of that, this is like a Scooby-Doo movie without Scooby-Doo. It starts off fine, but gets boring as the film progresses. It suffers from predictability, and the foreshadowing is pretty easy to pick out. It is a bit dialogue-heavy, and it feels long and slow. Though, to be fair, there are characters with personalities. I will say that Linda Blair's character is the best of all of them, but don't expect anything like she did in The Exorcist. There are some great and memorable one-liners, but not many of them. Some of the characters are likable. The main characters are fun, and the couples they form are cute together. Admittedly. The ending is really tense, the music is good. To be fair, it was kind of a fun film. It's kind of interesting to think that a porn director is more known for showing a lot of body, but in Hell Night, Tom was very conservative, which oddly enough is kind of risky for a horror director, especially when it deals with something slasher-esque. Also, Linda Blair, though she doesn't put on the kind of performance people will often think of her as putting on, she did a decent job, and she stood out the most. It's an interesting film. It was fun to watch, and You know, around Halloween, you don't always have to have the greatest, most suspenseful, or scariest films. This is a nice slow burner that you can watch with someone you love. Or are about to kill. Why do those two always go together for me? Anyway, the rating is 5.1 out of 10. Have a great night.